In my never-ending pursuit to find the nicest motor coaches in the world, we struck gold today and we found Frank from Liberty Coach. How you doing today, sir?
Great. How you doing?
Excellent, thank you. This is a beautiful triple slide Liberty Coach, unlike anything I've ever seen. What's going on, sir?
Well, this is a brand new, hot off the factory press. Just got here last week. 2022 Liberty H345 triple slide with 2 super slides in the back of the coach. It's got a new interior design to it as well, some new features that we just came out with. It's pretty exciting.
I've heard a lot of people say Liberty Coach is the finest motor coach in the world. What separates you guys from any other motor coaches out there?
Well, Andrew, next year we're going to be going into our 50th anniversary. We're a family-owned company. We have been from the beginning when my parents started it, and we have been transitioning through the years, starting with the old Greyhound buses that we used to do the interiors on, to being the first company to do the Prevost motorhome chassis in 1978, to where we are today. We continually set the benchmark.
Over 10 years now using the lithium battery systems?
Yeah, we're over 10 years now with using the lithium-ion battery system. We're actually going into our 11th year, actually 12 years we're going into. Also our paint schemes, which I know you saw when you walked in here. This will be 10 years with doing the paint jobs with Dean Laux and the art of design. So there's a number of aspects about us that take us well above everybody else.
What's some of the other things that separate you guys from everyone else in the industry?
Well, it's our fit and finish for sure. The amount of time that we spend in the interior of the coach. My brother Kurt and his wife Kim do a phenomenal job on the interior aspects of the coach. Kurt runs the manufacturing facility. His ability to design the floor plans and the cabinet layouts to utilize every inch, every millimeter of space that can be for storage and usability is uncanny in the industry. Our technological advancements, which you had said before with the lithium-ion battery system that we're using from Volta, the 58-volt system, to our custom cockpit installation, to our furniture manufacturing that we do, every aspect of it really is above and beyond.
Yes, sir, and I still can't believe I got you to say it this morning, but is it really true that this coach has a lifetime warranty on squeaks and rattles to the original owner?
So our lifetime warranty covers our new coaches to the original owner on our workmanship as far as what we do. From if you've got a tank that starts leaking, that's our problem, we built it, to if it's a component that we installed and our installation caused a component failure, that's our problem, to squeaks and rattles for as long as a customer owns it. We did that for Charlie Daniels. Unfortunately, we lost him last year, but his coach had 2.5 million miles on it that we delivered in May of 1994, and we still handled squeaks and rattles if they ever came up.
All the way to the end he used that bus. Yes, sir. Well, that's really a testament, and I'm really excited to take a closer look at this coach. Do you mind if we take a look at the bays before we go inside?
Absolutely. The first bay is going to have 2 slide-out trays. These slide-out trays we manufacture in-house at Liberty Coach. They are the lowest profile in the industry to give you the most amount of storage. We have a tool drawer here. Nice dividers that can be set any way that you want to. We've got storage drawers here above. Everything, as you can see, is finished. It looks like it was always supposed to be that way. Finished in carpet, finished in the carbon fiber laminate as well. Going to the next bay here. Again, we have a slide-out tray manufactured by Liberty Coach. More storage drawers here. Up above we have the sound processor system for our 65-inch pull-out TV. This system is manufactured by Liberty Coach in-house with a sound bar below.
Yeah, really smooth and effortless when you pulled that out. You know, there was no resistance. It was very effortless.
And you take a look inside of the compartment where this goes, it's completely finished as well. have a spot for the grill unit, the Kenyon grill. Restaurant panel down here for operation of the entire coach, as well as a handheld remote control we have. Refrigerator, storage drawers, lighting underneath. These lights are exclusive to Liberty Coach. They're a bronze, naval bronze casting that is chrome plated. It has the testing on it was an 18-year salt spray to make sure that they would not corrode in the harshest environments. Another storage aspect here.
Yeah, and when you're opening and closing that, I've got to point out, you know, even the sides of these basement compartment doors still have the fades and the ghosting in them. All of the same detail work that you see in the rest of the paint scheme continues all the way.
Well, you feel even around the whole door, it's all finished. There's no sharp, everything has to be done that way. That is a testament to Dean and how we like to have our coaches finished off. We have fuel fill here on the passenger side as well as the driver's side, DEF fuel fill on the other. Capacity on our coach here for fuel is 238 gallons. I believe that's the most in the industry. For the entire industry, the Prevost chassis has. And we've got about 16 liter of DEF capacity as well. And that'll take you for about 2.5 diesel fuel tank top-offs, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Fresh water compartment here, all finished off. Hot and cold faucet. We've got a 40-gallon water heater. That's twice as big as anybody else in the industry. We have a tankless water heater that goes specifically to the shower. So in case you'd run out of hot water, which would be kind of tough to do, you have the ability to have hot water to the shower if need be. And then you have the reverse osmosis filtration system, which goes to the water dispenser and ice maker at the refrigerator. Stainless steel fresh water tank, which is about 175 gallon capacity, and an aluminum holding tank, which is about the same capacity. And we do the black and gray water in the same tank, which keeps the tank cleaner, keeps the odors down as well. And you have the ability to bypass the gray water from the tank out the bottom of the coach into a separate drain if you have the ability to do that, to give you more capacity on the black side.
Yes, sir.
I want to take a look at how these Prevost slides are finished. All radius, no sharp corners, no sharp edges to bang your head on, to split yourself open like we've done in the past on other coaches, for sure, right?
Yeah, and I'm just really impressed with the depth of this paint job as we walk around. But
yeah, you can see the different ghosting aspects in it here and here.
Yeah, and there's just different patterns.
Even look at how it's even finished where the window closes off.
Yeah, I've never noticed that.
The paint goes through there as well.
That's the first time I've ever noticed that, and really a testament. Nobody else that I've ever seen finishes up inside the window. But also it's got the perforated vinyl, and
that's a painted vinyl.
Yeah, painted vinyl. Yes,
painted
sir.
Vinyl.
Yeah,
so it matches perfectly.
Yeah. Dean's talked about that, how they exactly use the same exact paint colors to paint that vinyl. Really gives it an incredible look from 5 or 10 feet away here.
As you notice, these devices on the side of the coach, there's 3 of them down the side from the front, somewhat center area to the back. This is Liberty Coach's exclusive blind spot detection system that we brought in on the 21 model coaches. So what this does is it's a radar system that is not affected by snow, rain, any of the debris out there, that gives you the ability for the driver to see via indicators on the driver and passenger side windshield posts of a vehicle coming alongside the coach. So this works actually back as far as your tow vehicle. You'll be able to signal something there all the way up to the front door or the driver's window. Again, something else that we enhance the safety features of the Prevost chassis. Over and above what Prevost does as well with their new driver assist program, which has lane departure, it has collision alert on a heads-up display, and the advanced adaptive cruise control system that they have. So we've added all of this feature on top of what they have as well. So we believe we have by far the safest and easiest driver intuitive vehicle to go down the road.
Yeah, and that's all powered by the Volvo D13. How long have you guys been using the Volvo D13s?
So the D13 engine came into play about mid 2012 model year for Liberty Coach, and we've been using it since then. By far it was the easiest and smoothest engine transition that we'd had in all the years with dealing with Prevost. Even the Detroit to Detroit had its own characteristic issues that went on, but to go from what we had on the Series 60 to the Volvo D13 was almost seamless. And that's a 500 horse engine with 1,750 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, and Volvo's a huge company. A lot of people that don't know, Volvo owns Prevost. So as far as getting these serviced, what's the availability of Prevost service centers, or where can folks go?
They're everywhere. I mean, you can go on the Prevost Motorhome website and you can see all of the service locations throughout the country. The major ones are going to be, we have in Winter Garden, Florida, you are over in the Dallas, Texas area, you have Mira Loma, California, you have Houston, you've got Chicago, of course you've got Quebec, and they've got a couple of centers that are up in the Northwest as well.
Okay.
But there, you can go to a Volvo service center also and get the Prevost chassis worked on as well.
Yeah, then Liberty Coach, as far as on the house side, you have your location here in Stuart, Florida, and factory in Chicago as well?
The factory is in the town of North Chicago, Illinois. And with that, you have to look at how the chassis is built. So, you don't need as much service as you might think. For people that have the Class 8 motorhome and they've got problems that they need to go here, there, throughout the country to do it, they're wanting to know about that because of the problems that they've had. At this level, we just don't see those type of problems. You're looking at a chassis that's built to do 2.5, 3 million miles, last years and years and years. The battery systems that we put in, the Volta systems, we're looking at 25 plus years of life expectancy out of those battery banks. So what you're looking at here is the structure that's built to go the long haul. It's made to go through all of the elements, safety-wise and shell integrity-wise, comparable to nothing in the industry, nothing at all. It's just like how the slide rooms are done. Prevost builds the slide rooms. They build the chassis to accept those slide rooms. So everything that the chassis is about is revolving around these slide rooms going in and out. So the chassis doesn't change with the slide room in, with the slide room out. The chassis doesn't change when you're parked on unlevel ground. The front door still opens okay. No matter how bad you can try and rack the system out of shape, everything still closes like it's supposed to and opens like it's supposed to. So it's a completely different structure arrangement. It's a monocoque chassis with the sub-assemblies, which are the axles that go up underneath it. So everything is jig welded. I mean, it's as perfect can be when it comes out of the factory.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to warranty squeaks and rattles for the original owner for the lifetime if that wasn't the case.
That's exactly right.
Yes, sir.
This is going into our engine area. We build this stainless steel storage box here for whatever anybody wants to do. It's all ventilated, so it keeps it dry. Engine here, again, the D13 Volvo motor. We make in-house this stainless steel polished belt guard just to keep everything clean looking. Some people like to have it off, some like it on. It's depending on the individual customer. We also have the electric fan set up here that Prevost did now a couple of years ago, eliminating the direct drive fan system, the large fan to cool the engine radiator. What this has done is it's quieted down the coach significantly, and also you don't feel any vibration whatsoever from when the fan kicks on and off. You also gain some horsepower, and you definitely gain some fuel economy because of this. There's 8 fans, axial fans that run in here that actually run at different speeds and also different directions to keep themselves clean and keep them into a longer life as well.
Yes, sir. And when did they make that change? About 2020 or?
Yes, we would have seen it on the 2020 model year coaches for us. Come in here to the Liberty Coach water bay, our signature bay. Andrew, I know you've seen many of our coaches that are 25 plus years old that look very similar.
Yes, sir.
As far as the finish.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very timeless design and really holds up over time. And you've got a lot of Liberty coaches out there that are a testament to how they hold up.
This is our 100-foot electric water hose reel. We also have a handheld sprayer that pulls out here to clean out the sewer hose hookup on this side as well as the passenger side, so you have the ability to dump the coach on both sides as well. Plus you can fill up fresh water from both sides, fuel from both sides, so we make it as convenient as possible for the customer.
And then you have a buddy plug as well.
We do, up here in the next compartment. We'll get to that with the buddy plug to be able to run your neighbor off your generator if you need to. This compartment here has got a couple of different variations. We can do it as you see here with the storage bins. We can also do this as an exterior closet arrangement if somebody would like.
Oh, very cool.
Next compartment here is our generator compartment. So that's the Liberty Coach complete stainless steel polished enclosure, which we've done also for 25 plus years. You've seen plenty of those, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and they really hold up well. Again, a timeless design, just really a testament for Liberty.
So we've got our own enclosure here around the soundproof enclosure from Onan. This is an Onan 12.5 kW unit. Yeah. Super quiet installation on its own, and then of course what we do here even takes the sound level down further.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the other Class A's in the industry have a 20 kW generator. Why do you only go with a 12.5?
Well, when I transitioned from the lithium-ion system that we did over 10 years ago to the Volta system in 2016, we have 36,000 kilowatt of power with these energy packs that we have in the coach. So I was able to transition some of the load, like your Crestron systems, your satellite receivers, the TVs, the refrigerator, the water pump, some of these things I was able to transition to inverter only and take some of the load away from the generator itself. So we were able to make that change. I was able to downsize the generator slightly to be able to make that happen, and then we have a complete Tier 4 emissions compliant system with Volvo on the D13 running the DEF. We don't have to run DEF here because of the size of the engine that's powering the generator, and we now have the full Tier 4 all the way across.
Yeah, now, how long have you been doing that for?
Since the 2017 Liberty coaches, which takes us to the 2016 year.
And have your customers been running into any obstacles?
They question why they even have a generator with the new energy packs that we have. They can get a long life out of the batteries without having to run the generator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And talking about that life, how long can you run AC units on just the batteries?
So we've transitioned now to 3 5,000 watt inverters. From what typically everybody else has are 3,500 watt units. We've got 3 5,000 watt inverters. A couple of them can be stacked as well to be able to run 220 equipment like your oven, your washer, dryer, that type of stuff. But if you're running, for an example, one air conditioner overnight, you can get by 16 hours, 17 hours with running other stuff in the coach as well before the generator is going to kick on the auto start. If you're running 2 ACs, you're probably looking at 7.5 to 8 hours that you can run before the generator is going to kick on. And if you start the main engine and drive down the road, you can be at 100% capacity from being down at 20% state of charge to 100% state of charge in like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
We got 20,000 kW of alternator running on the engine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
So now we go into the second bay here on the driver's side. The large stainless steel box that we have here is our automatic transfer switch, which transfers the power from generator shore to inverter power. We have our own logic switch watchdog that takes care of that as well. Above here is going to be what's called the BMS, or the battery management system for the Volta. This is their logic for that system that ties into the alternators and also ties into the battery charger inverter units and the batteries, so they all talk on their same network, which we talk to that network as well. And then your distribution panel for all your DC systems is down here. Your buddy plug, if you want to hook somebody up off your generator, you can do that here, run the cord through the floor. In the first bay here, we've got the other side of the slide out tray. And essentially very open. Now we want to talk about the slide room operation on the Prevost slide. This whole slide room here is on a rack and pinion system. So it runs off a single motor that's right here. Now should there be a failure, something happen, you can deflate the gasket of the slide room through the control box that's on the first bay ceiling, and then you can run impact or a wrench or a socket right on the bottom of this motor to essentially effortlessly run the slide rooms in. This one, the other slide rooms are basically the same way.
Is that something that you see folks running into very often?
It is very rare that we see that ever happen. In fact, I don't remember the last time that I've had to have a customer do that. It's very rare.
And if that does happen, there's a customer service line folks can call?
They can call us. We've got a 844 number that can be utilized during the day or after hours. That is on a phone tree, which hits all our service personnel, plus it hits me as well. If somebody for some reason doesn't catch that call, it goes into a voicemail system that text messages us as well as emails us, so somebody's going to be calling you back very shortly. Prevost has an extensive service network as well that you can contact them, but as I've always said, it's got Liberty Coach's name on the front, so I want to make sure that first phone call that a customer makes is to us, and then we will handle it from there. We're not going to turn around and give you a phone number to call. We will make that call. We will get people to you. If something is serious enough with what we've got going on, I will fly somebody to you.
Wow.
And I have made that commitment and done it in the past.
Yes, sir. I've heard Liberty Coach owners talk about that. All right. Can we see inside?
Absolutely. Come on in.
What a stunning coach. Your team just keeps coming up with all kinds of cool designs. What's going on here, sir?
Well, I think we killed it here. This countertop, for an example, is fully mitered waterfall that I don't think you'll see in another coach. This is something that took some design work on my brother's side to be able to come up with, but I think we've nailed it here for sure. The traditional dinette bar stool arrangement here that has the TV in the cabinet, that was eliminated here. Gives you a lot better view of the outside. The bar stools, we manufacture those in-house at Liberty Coach. The whole floor system that's done to accommodate that is welded to the slide floor from Prevost, so we have plenty of strength there to carry all kinds of weight.
Beautiful design on this. I really like the light colors. Now, when did Liberty Coach go to the new look interior?
Probably 2018 model year is when we went to the new look. This particular one has some new changes to it that was going over here as far as countertop wise. This is a bath and a half layout that we have with a extended galley and a single chair with a cabinet arrangement here that can be used as a mini office.
Yeah.
We were finding that not everybody is utilizing both of the living room chairs. They are actually swapping chairs around so the wear patterns look the same instead of having one wear down because they don't ever use that one because it's more of a catch-all. And we have customers that actually do cook in the coach, believe it or not, so they were looking at having more galley space and still giving us plenty of storage, which we'll get to toward the back of the coach for a bath and a half.
Yeah, now is this a custom coach or is this
This actually started out as a spec unit for us, and then we had a client come in and wanted to buy a coach. We're starting to get way out there in our deliveries. Now we're getting into November of 2022 at this point. So they got excited about the coach, got excited about the exterior, so they came in and we were able to make some modifications to what we had already started and what we had planned, and this is what we've come up with.
Well, it sure turned out beautiful. Looking back here at the cockpit area, beautiful design on these seats with the diamond stitching and the two-tone leather. And then this is the updated dash. What year did Liberty Coach update this dash?
The dash changed in 2016 model year. So my brother designed this from the driver's side all the way over to the entry door. So there's 18 different molds specific to this cockpit arrangement. We also went ahead and bought new machines for the upholstery, for sewing, so that we have the double stitch or baseball stitch that it's kind of termed as in all of the different parts here throughout. This is complicated on multi-contoured radiuses to be able to upholster this properly. The whole system is all very easy to get to. We eliminated some of the switches from Prevost. We were able to consolidate a lot down into the iPad. We're running the smart graphics here, which is much faster, and with the new processors from Crestron to be able to run this graphics package that we have here. We have the 360 camera system as well, which brings up a bird's eye view of the coach, as well as we can circulate around the left, the right, the front, and the rear display here. And then you of course have your normal backup camera, as well as what we call the hitch camera, which will take us down to look right on the bumper, and if we had the hitch on there, you'd be able to see it, so it makes it real easy to back the coach up to a trailer as a solo instead of having to have somebody back there. We also have this monitor here, which can bring up any number of the cameras on the coach, from like a trailer camera, a trailer interior camera, the backup camera of the coach, so that you can keep this running navigation or operating any function of the interior from here as well. Condensing it down to a couple of monitors instead of having all these monitors all over the place where your eyes are everywhere. We have the TPS, the tire pressure monitoring system here as well. And again, when you sit here at the dash, everything is within a very short arm's reach, finger reach, to control anything that you need. So when we were talking about this, as far as the graphics package, the Crestron system, as far as that goes, I'm a Crestron programmer, brought the Crestron into our industry in 2001. My son now, for the last 3 to 4 years, has been doing programming. In fact, he does almost all the programming for us as well. I know, Andrew, you've talked to him and been involved in some of the stuff that he's done, but we're real proud of him as well on that.
Yeah, he definitely did some cool videos on your channel as well recently, where he explained the Josh AI system.
Right.
I'll make sure to leave a link to that video in the description below and a link to your channel as well.
Thank you.
I've heard a lot of people say that Liberty coaches drive better than any other Prevost. What would make this drive better than other Prevosts?
It has to do with weight distribution. When we get in and look at what we're going to do, we try and weigh some of these parts to make sure of what their weight is going to be placed in the coach. We then weigh the coach all the way around when we're finished to make sure that we're balanced properly. You're going to be looking at a coach here that is balanced side to side and front to rear better than anything else out there. We walked around the outside of the coach, and you probably had gathered that all of the heavy equipment is toward the back of the coach. You've got more tire, more axle to be able to carry that back there. Leave the front end as light as possible to be able to carry your own equipment, own storage stuff. But the biggest thing about that is that when you take our coach out for a ride to compare to other coaches, the best analogy I can get is customers come back and say that what they used to have drove clumsy compared to a Liberty coach. Even though every Prevost should be every Prevost the same, they're not.
Yes,
they're not at all. So there's center of gravity issues, there's balancing issues, all of that ties into what we have here.
Your family's only had about 50 years to figure it out, so.
I would think we got it done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in the galley area here, we've got a Wolf induction cooktop.
Yes, sir.
We've got a Mealy microwave oven, which is a convection oven as well. The new style Keurig coffee maker with the water that's plumbed into it. Again, we did this extended galley and have the ability to have more storage in the coach as well, but look at the size of this pantry.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very large and then very well lit as well. And you can see all the way to the back of the camera, no problem. And that's got to be, what, close to 24 inches at least?
Every part of 24 inches.
Yes, sir.
Because your built-in Fisher-Paykel refrigerator freezer unit, that's every part of 24 inches deep as well. And then you've got the freezer drawer below with the another drawer here for the ice maker and storage also.
One thing that really separates you guys from everybody else is the lighting around the windows.
Right, so remember years and years ago, gosh, back in the 80s, we had the Tivoli lighting, the lighting inside the tubes. We use that forever. Everybody's done it now as far as that goes. So with the new look back in 2018, we went ahead and did a system that is a diffused light to make it more like a light stream, if you will, going around the windows to really give it a smooth look. Same thing underneath the countertops, do as much as we can underneath the toe boards as well. So it really gives it a clean, smooth, comfortable feel. Our system runs on iPad as well as it runs on Crestron and Crestron panels and Crestron push buttons, because I do a lot of redundancy in the coach. We all know that we get to a situation where Wi-Fi doesn't connect as well as we'd like it to, no matter where you're at. So if we have a Wi-Fi system that goes down or a Wi-Fi that's not plane friendly, we have panels in the coach that are wired, as well as the press button panels on the wall. We're running the Smart Graphics here. Smart Graphics takes a lot of resources, takes a lot of memory, but it's also very, very fast reacting. So when you want to hit to go into a different area and turn lighting on and off, it's going to come back to you, the feedback, very quickly. This takes new processors from Crestron, as well as a significant change to the graphics as well, which is more vibrant, easier to read, bigger buttons so you're not fat fingering something, as people would say. So it's worked out terrific. We also have a graphics package of the layout of the coach, so you can actually touch a certain area and turn lighting on and off without having to go find a separate panel that has all the lighting on it. So it's pretty slick how that works.
And this probably has heated floors. I would bet you can control the heated floors.
Right.
What all else can you control with that panel?
Everything. You can start the generator. You can monitor how the battery system is running. We also have the ability with our new 5G internet connection routers to be able to do everything from remotely as well. You know, we brought the Liberty iLink into existence back in 2007, way before anybody else was doing this. Even going into dial-up modem, I had it. And now we have the ability to do much more remotely. The coach will start, and has now done this for the past 4 years, but even now further, is to send notifications out. So if you lose shore power, the coach is going to let you know. If you have a situation where the generator started, it's going to let you know. If the batteries are getting ready to shut down, it's going to let you know. So you can make these changes to the coach remotely without having to worry about what's happening to the coach. So there's a lot of things that we've been able to do and accomplish through these new systems. Liberty Coach electrical architecture made a big transition in 2008. We went to a company called Moritz Octoplex, and this flat panel arrangement has been absolutely bulletproof for us. This utilizes electronic programmable circuit breakers from 1 amp to 30 amp. We can change them as we need to. As the load changes, we can change it. If we need to reconfigure something, it's easy enough to do. And what this allows us to do, or the customer to do, is to be able to troubleshoot things that are going on in the coach. So let's say, for an example, in a traditional coach, you'd have a fuse that would blow. Now you'd have to get out wiring sheets. What fuse number? Where's the fuse located? Okay, now we're pulling out stuff from the cabinets. We're pulling stuff out of the closets. That's all been eliminated. It'll tell you right here if you've got a problem. On the main screen, it'll come up and say you have a breaker tripped. You would just hit that, and it would take you to a specific location, and then you can just simply reset the breaker, and you're done. It's that simple. This, then, we were able to communicate. I did the programming to be able to wirelessly communicate with this, which allows us for many years now, and now transition to the iPad, that we wirelessly communicate to these breakers to turn lighting on and off, to change dim values, to do all kinds of things with the system. Now, when we were talking about weight previously, we're jumping around a little bit here, but when we talk about weight, the construction of what we do on the cabinetry is done with a foam-based board. If we rewind the videotape about 20 years, Prevost brought in the first slide rooms into the chassis. There was quite a bit of weight that was added to the chassis for that. So we, being concerned about weight on the coach, my brother investigated the materials throughout the entire world and came up with this material, which is used in your high-tech super fast motor yachts and airplanes. The weight that you have here is essentially the hinges and the handle. This is a very stable material. It will not creep, bend, change in any way, shape, or form. And we were able to save almost 2,500 pounds on the interior of the coach by building with this material.
And still warranty squeaks and rattles to the original owner for the lifetime of the coach?
We're big on that, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're the only one that's ever said that, so I got to keep bringing that up. So
our drawer fronts and cabinet structure is made out of that, as well as some other woods as well. When you look at the interior and see how open it is, it's because we build to the periphery of the coach to give you the biggest feel. Instead of building straight up and down walls, we do everything we can to give you the biggest spatial feel that you can get into a coach. Andrew, you're a pretty tall guy.
Yes, sir.
I'm a pretty tall guy. Look at how much headroom we have in here.
yeah,
So
6'2", yeah.
When you look at that, it has to do with how we do our air conditioning. Now, this coach has 4 roof-mounted Dometic 15,000 BTU reverse cycle air conditioning units. We engineer and build our own ductwork. We radius that ductwork. We're able to modify the size of it to be able to give the most amount of airflow and quietest delivery of airflow as well, thus being able to give us more headroom in the coach also. So the ceiling design does that, the ductwork of the air conditioning does that, and it gives us, again, a bigger feel in the coach than anybody else has. The other thing that we do too is our cabinetry is mounted directly to the framework of the chassis. If we need to, we add a stringer in there to be able to get more of the cabinetry secured to it. So when we talk about the squeaks and rattles, our ceiling systems go up last. Okay, so we're able to not crush the cabinetry through the ceiling, thus creating an area where it's going to move eventually or move on the sides here. This is a completely finished piece of furniture before it goes into the coach. So that, again, is where we get away from our squeaks and rattle issue.
Yes, sir.
When you look about how much time and effort goes into something, you look at how all this is finished, and you look at how the transition up here in the front of this valance as it comes across here to here. You know, it's very hard for people when they come into our coach to be able to tell where the slide room starts and ends, with the slides out, of course.
This being a triple slide, really when you bring the slide out in, you still have quite a bit of room.
Everything is usable, so you can use this whole coach up in here, the kitchen, the galley. You can have, these seats are on slides that go in and out. You can have them in any position you want with the slide in as well. When we go back to the squeaks and rattles, you know, if the coach is not built interior wise sturdy enough, this would just crumble, right? The grout would just crumble, it'd fall apart. And we do a lot of this work. People notice this a lot on our coaches, is the tiled backsplashes, the tiled walls that we do. All of that is part of the structure of what makes a Liberty coach a Liberty coach, is what we set the benchmark on our interiors. Also, obviously, with the exterior of the coach too, but the interior aspect is what really sets us apart. And that's why I can say that I'll warranty squeaks and rattles as long as you own it.
Yeah, the only guy in the industry that'll say that.
Transition back here, our ETR room, we call it.
ETR room. I've never heard that before.
Enclosed toilet room.
Enclosed toilet. I like that. I like that. And
so yeah, our ETR. So this is the mid bath with the Jack and Jill doors. Something else to note about this is these are all custom doors that we make in-house. Okay, they're all solid. There's no hollow core to this, and nice solid.
Yes, sir.
No rattle, right? So again, in here, the upholstered walls that we do, we can catch that from the other direction. A lot of time and effort there. Even though we have very advanced machinery that we can cut a lot by computer, there's nothing like the human element for finishing the interior of a coach. Now, people ask, how come we only build 15 units a year, 14 to 15? Why can't we do more? There's the human element, as I just mentioned, to be able to train the people and to be able to keep them moving along to do what we are expecting out of it. There's only so many people out there. You have to have that human touch, that human ability to finish. The machines can't finish all this like you see it. Washer dryer we have here. Now, even though we've transitioned from the wood veneer to a high polished laminate, our corner moldings here, we all make these in-house. This is all a wood molding that we sand and paint and buff to this finish. So now we're into the super slide. So it's kind of hard, I guess, but maybe your camera will get it. is how big this is back here.
Yeah, this is, we saw one other coach with this at the Tampa Super Show last year, but really this is a huge bedroom. Is this the same super slides like we saw in the Tampa Show, Coach?
Yep.
How long are these slide outs in the bedroom here?
They're huge.
Yeah.
The normal is 8. I think these are, that's 14 and a half in the front. I think that these are 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but really, I mean, you've got lot of room here. You've got countertop space, a lot of countertop space.
Look at this drawer. How deep this sucker is.
Oh, wow.
Right? You got a closet back here. Across the aisle, look at this. This is a full-length door.
Yeah.
Upholstered panel, the inlays, the metallic inlays as well. Hamper, stereo system for the rear of the coach. Another full-length door here. This is all made in-house. Drawers. You got dual mirrors. You got a mirror here. We also have a mirror on the back side of that front one, so you can see, you know, the ladies can see how they look from behind. Hair, the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Another closet.
Yeah, really well lit. When you open all this stuff, I mean, the drawers, everything, you know, I don't even have to put my camera in the closet, and you can see to the back of the closet, no problem. So then we go into the aft toilet room here. Let me grab these lights that really show it off. Wow, that really lit it up back there. And so this is a bath and a half coach here. Those same color palettes through, and those two lights, I mean, it's really popping. And then, well, yeah, then you look in the shower area here with the marble that's on the wall. You know, our showers are unlike anybody else's. We do a stainless steel pan that we cement and then lay the tile on top. We do a rock board on the walls, apply the tile to it. That's 30 years there. Yes, sir.
Nothing's going to imperviate that, you know? Yes, sir.
Frank, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to see this beautiful triple slide 2022 Liberty. Now, if someone is a serious buyer, who should they get a hold of?
Well, they can call into us at 800-554-9877. They can also email coachsales@libertycoach.com. We'll get back to them right away. Right now, if we're ordering a coach, we're going to be into probably November of 2022. But we have a selection of used coaches here as well, and nobody goes through a used coach like Liberty Coach. We have a 275 to 300 point PDI list that our technicians go through to make sure that coach is as perfect as it can be when you take delivery of it. So yeah, we're here for you. Buy a used coach, then transition to a new one, or transition to a newer used one. We're here for you. That's what we do.
Greatly appreciate you and the team at Liberty Coach. Yep. I also greatly appreciate all of you out there on YouTube subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. Can't wait to do this again.